All right, let's call this meeting to order, and let's have roll call.
Commissioner Agnes Varnarski,
Present?
Commissioner Dana Syvertson,
Here.
Commissioner Ed Madden,
Here.
Commissioner Pete Hahn,
Here.
Commissioner Seth Marcus.
Here.
I'm Commissioner Jill Moskel. John Comish, Commissioner, is absent. We have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. Let's have approval of the minutes of the board meeting of March 7th.
I make the motion, we approve the minutes as so beautifully drafted by our secretary, Jill.
Thank you, Dana.
Any seconds?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Minutes approved. Old business, volunteer workdays.
Okay, volunteer workdays, we're off to a tremendous start. I mean, we had, 18 people for the
Transplant Wednesday
Transplant
yesterday.
Wednesday yesterday. So far this year, believe it or not, we've already logged in 622 volunteer work hours, which is amazing. This is mid-April, so. Workdays are just continue to be really well attended. This Sunday we'll be at the sort of neglected area of Marion and Maple and doing a major cleanup over there. Anything else?
No, I think that's it. Any questions?
Did you want to talk about our Forest Preserve District, April 7th workday?
Oh, it was very great. There were 28 volunteers just from our group, and then there was several of their volunteers. I think a total of like 34 people showed up to the event. It was great. A lot of work was done, and it was just a lot of fun. And a lot of our volunteers really interested and expressed interest in having these outings. So it was a very nice work day. And okay, then let's move on. Public Library Park District events.
Okay, Nature Speaks, we're up on April 25th. I'll be contacting everybody
Great.
shortly.
Who's going to be presenting?
What?
Who's presenting?
Everybody, or if anybody wants to.
Yeah, I will be.
Yeah.
What day?
April
25th.
25th.
That's a Thursday, 7 p.m.
Yeah.
We'll get more out shortly here.
Yeah, but
We're
we
just
can-
finishing up the grant, so
Right, but we can ask people right now who wants to present.
we already did that.
And everybody
John
said.
and Jill want to, and I don't know if Ed does.
And Seth?
Ed and you,
No, okay, so,
so we know.
okay, fine.
There is a new person in charge finally of the Nature Speaks program with the library. The guy's name is Joe Magnelli. He just introduced himself via email today to me, so I have yet to respond to him. I'll do that tomorrow. And I had some questions, so we just, we're basically starting all over again from when we had Olivia, so. We have a couple of really good candidates from the pollinator class that, or course that Agnes and I are taking. They're Canadian, and they're really good people, so we'll be
Speakers.
talking to them shortly. I'd also like to stick right back in here, the Park District. Usually we combine public library and Park District events here, and I neglected to put any of this down, but the bird walks are coming up on May 4th and May 18th. Agnes and I are not going to be around on the 4th, so I need someone to take up the leadership of that bird walk. It'll be Cindy, this will be her very first one as the leader. I think John can probably, we talked about it a long time ago, and he said maybe he could do it. So I think that's the,
Either he or I.
okay.
You'll,
all right,
you'll
good.
have someone there.
So basically, we just need someone to be there representing us and being able to answer questions. We'll be back for the 18th. And then, as I mentioned to everybody separately, the Park District called and asked us for the okay to do their fun run. It's a 2K and a 4K recreational and competitive run. Starts in Country Gardens and does a loop down the bike path to Elmhurst Road, but they wanted permission to run the race back through the prairie on the mow path, and I said absolutely. That's just really terrific. So
It's really nice of them to ask.
yeah, it's nice to be asked. Yes. So that's all I've got. Any questions about any of those things?
Okay. Then let's move on to the projects update status. I don't know that we're really ready to talk about.
No, starting with our May meeting, we will be doing monitoring reports.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
All right, so skip to the seed program.
Okay, seed greenhouse program. The greenhouse is almost full. We transplanted 3,840 plants yesterday with the 18 volunteers. So there's only room for a little bit more, but then we need the holding greenhouse, which tomorrow will be.
Yeah, this,
put up.
tomorrow morning, at 9 o'clock, some, people are coming over to help with the, it's the Geezer Club.
Nature's Finest.
Nature's Finest.
Mhm.
We'll be, starting to assemble the holding greenhouse at 9 o'clock. We got permission from, planning and zoning again, and, so we're off to the races there.
Mhm.
Anybody's around and available, feel free to come by and help.
Okay, any questions?
Once the greenhouse is full and the holding greenhouse is full, what's next? Will we
By
already
the
be
time
planting?
that the folding
By the-
greenhouse is full, it's time that most
That
of
they
those
go
can go
outside.
outside.
Got it, okay.
It's never reached complete full capacity. But who knows? Okay, next on education updates. Wheeling High School. So we do not have a date for any presentations from Wheeling High School. MacArthur Middle School, they just recently put out more seed. Also no, there's
Well, you
nothing.
want to maybe have Seth update us on the event there, the planting at the elm tree?
I don't have any particular updates. I mean, I know that it was herbicide.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
But
but I
yeah.
have to reach out to,
What
Ms.
was,
Abbott.
what was herbicide?
So around the elm tree and air, there's an idea of putting native plants,
Right,
and in a design that has native plant beds, basically, and some benches and some sitting areas. And I guess eventually an informational sign. And for now, one sort of area for native plants has Agnes herbicide to prepare the site.
and then there's a sign that's coming from the organization.
Yeah, and I'll reach out again. I've reached out quite a few times, and I will reach out yet again.
and who's the organization you're contacting? Are they the ones
The ones
providing the
who-
plans?
It's the University of Illinois Extension.
And they're providing the plans?
Now, they have a project where they identify the largest trees of each species in the state of Illinois. And they have identified that tree as the largest American elm known in the state of Illinois.
Wow.
Mhm.
And they said eventually they'd provide us with a certificate and a plaque. It's a long time in coming.
I know that Ms. Abbott was also looking to get a grant from the North Cook County Soil and Water Conservation District. Dana, I don't know if you had time to reach out to Rick McManus, because I think she wanted our help with that. So we'll reach out to her and see if we can help her. She wanted grant funding for plants for the area too. Yep. As far as the micro internships, they're going well. End of April is probably, it'll be over.
They want to shoot a video about
Right.
the program.
District 214 wants to shoot a video
Oh, nice.
so that future interns will come by. It might go through May, though, the internship, just because they're, not everybody can make it, like, on every day that was scheduled, so. It's been really fun. Good experience. Any questions about that?
No.
Thank you. Okay. Have we responded about that video?
Nope.
Dana's been busy with the grant.
Yes.
Okay, spring prescribed burns. They're done, they're over, and they were very, very, absolutely successful, so,
Did we cover all of our sites?
yes,
Mhm.
yeah. Except for Marava didn't really burn well, and we only got half of Heron Pond. Otherwise, everything was really good. Okay, questions, comments, no? Okay, continued reporting, let's move on. Eagle Scout projects.
Nothing new to report there.
Okay.
Same
Adopted,
with adopted trail, nothing new.
nothing, okay. The budget and treasurer's report. Which I think everybody has.
John is not here.
John is not here, but we should
They all
discuss
have a
it.
copy of it.
Yes. Okay, well, it looks like we have $104.40 left. And then from the donations, and in addition, we still have $3,629.20. But because of this grant application, I think we're gonna move that 3,000, right?
Combined it with.
Combine it with the 4,000
Mhm.
for the grant application to make 7. But that still leaves us, I think, with $629.20 and the $104.40.
That would make sense.
So we can't move that money over because we're going to move the 3,000 for the grant, right? I mean, am I looking at this correctly?
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
Are you referring to your line item money or the capital?
Well, there's this the net revenue expense. And is,
You should have like
Confused.
3,000 something change, right?
yes,
629.
And is 3,000 of that going to be,
Earmarked for the
that's
grant.
earmarked for the project?
correct.
Okay, yeah, so whatever over that, then needs to be spent by
April 30th.
the end of the month.
Mhm.
So then, right, so that's 700 and
So yeah, so you have some
35.
supplies you need.
Yeah, we are thinking aquatic plants, so we'll use it up on that. If there's, anybody have any objections to that?
No.
for the
Is-
shoreline.
Is the $4,000 what we're expecting if we get the grant?
No, we already have 4,000. It's being held for next year.
Oh, okay.
But we're gonna combine it with
With the 3,000
3,000
to be
to make
7.
7, and then the city will put in 3, and we'll have 10.
And then when we get the grant, we'll have 20. If we get the grant.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, anything else about the budget?
No.
Okay. Um,
Jill, did you go to the meeting on the budget meeting on Monday?
I did. I'll be reporting on that. Am I next?
Okay.
Oh, yes, I am. Okay, great. Full year city budget 2024-2025 will be approved at the April 24th meeting. That's a Wednesday because of Passover. The budget hearing starts at 6 PM and should conclude by 6:15 PM with the city council meeting following. So I've been to both of the previous meetings and wanted to thank Peter Falcone. He spoke very well of our budget when you and I were me and Dana were at the meeting on March 11th, so we do appreciate that. At the March 11th meeting, they discussed the lake management services for Hillcrest Lake with Tigris Aquatic Services. This is for the application. And I just wanted to point out, and thanks to Joe for saying this, Joe Wade, special recognition is due to the NRC, which through a multi-year effort and volunteer hours has implemented the report recommendation of deep-rooted shoreline plantings to address erosion and provide a less favorable habitat for geese, resulting in a reduction of goose excrement and pond eutrophication, if I'm saying that correctly. So these are all in the notes and minutes that I prepared, so you can read that. And then I also outlined capital improvement projects that were discussed. And then I also captured the notes from the PZBA meeting of March 20th on the chicken ordinance issue. So a lot of people are very interested in what's happening in their town, which is good to see.
Mhm. Okay,
That's all.
great. Any questions, comments? No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Friends of the PHNRC.
Nothing more has transpired on that subject.
Can I just ask a question about that?
Okay.
That's the 501 thing, right?
Yeah, 501.
And there was this talk about having I'm not sure what the term was, a letter of such and such, such that the park district and the city,
An intergovernmental agreement.
intergovernmental agreement.
Right.
I would just advocate that I know this, we consider, not concluding A without first concluding B.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we haven't even started the I mean, it's a lot of work. We have to research information. We have to find someone who's gonna actually do it. I mean, I honestly, Dana can't do anymore.
Well, I offered, but I thought you said no one on the NRC could do it. I thought
Well,
you
I said-
said-
don't know, that's what Joe was gonna find out for us.
Oh.
I don't know if it's.
Because I'm happy to
conflict
do
of
it, because I
interest.
already talked with my tax accountant, and I asked him, and he said he knows me well, and he feels I could manage it.
Mhm. Oh, I'm sure you could, it's just a boatload of time.
It's a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
but just to make sure you're catching me.
I get it. I understand what you're saying. Absolutely. Definitely understand. But I think it's something we should really, really,
You have to tell me later.
I think we should really consider it. But we have to figure out the details, really research it, and then find out, can we be on both? Like, can we be part of Friends and then part of the
Do you know
NRC?
off the top of your head, if that's a conflict of interest, to have somebody on this board be on the board of the 5013C?
I don't see one. We'll have to check legal on that.
Right.
But we as a city are the ones that are in favor of the Friends of the Natural Resources Commission. So
Mhm.
we'd be in favor of it only because it's the next logical step in the process. And like, as I've always said, my biggest fear is you guys get a huge endowment.
Mhm.
Because what are you gonna do with that in a year? You can't. You gotta spread that out over a couple of years, over a couple of projects. So it just would be a nightmare. You'd be scrambling, trying to pick projects. So I think before something like that, before a windfall like that were to happen, or even the small $3,000 donations you get, you'd be able to use them so much more efficiently. I don't see an issue there between the city, between an appointed member of the NRC on the Friends of the NRC. But again, I don't know all the legal
Okay,
Yeah.
little pitfalls, but we'll definitely look into it. But
Yeah.
again, I don't see there be a conflict of interest there at all.
okay. Joe didn't, when I talked to him about it, he didn't really know either, so he was gonna.
Yeah, we
check.
need to-
I don't see, normally, as the person who worries about, the city getting sued left and right, because it's more paperwork for me. I joke, but I mean, that's part of my job. I don't see an issue there, but again, there could be something that could perk the ears of our legal counsel, but
Mhm.
that's.
Okay,
why we pay them.
yeah, if you
Right.
wouldn't mind checking for us.
Yeah,
that'd be
okay.
great.
Yeah. So we
That's
can-
Absolutely. When you mentioned it, that's the first thing I thought of, was I had to check with our
Mhm.
corporation counsel.
All right,
So
cool.
what are the next steps with the 501(c)(3)?
We'll find that
We have
out.
to
Find that out, first of all, so we see
Yeah.
who can be on the board, and then it's a matter of,
Choosing a board.
how do you structure it, who's gonna
And
pay for the
structure.
setup?
You have
Who's gonna be
to,
on the board, who's gonna do the reporting, all the responsibility that goes with it.
Right, so.
you have to be,
Is there a committee, or who's gonna? do
well,
the next
that's what
steps?
you would form eventually.
There's
First,
nothing in place right now,
Nothing.
nothing, just fact-finding. And it starts with that key question there, so.
could we be also part of Friends?
Yeah, I
Mhm.
understand the question, I was
Yeah.
wondering. Okay.
And then at that point, we can
Would you like to be
form.
the chairman?
Sounds like he's begging for it.
Yeah.
But as the NRC, you would want, I don't want to say influence, is maybe not the best word.
A
But
voice.
you definitely want a voice and a seat at the table.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mhm.
I completely, yeah, 100%. Yeah, so, mhm.
To be
Right.
continued.
To be continued soon. Okay, MacArthur Middle School and Tree Planting Initiative.
You got an update, Peter?
Still looking at getting a group together June or July
Mhm.
with the school and interested parties. So
Okay,
nothing set yet, but we're looking at June, July.
okay.
Okay, great. So then the planting would probably happen in the fall,
October.
October. Mm-hmm. Okay,
Would you be seeking help from our volunteers?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. We'll
Got it.
need help in planting, maintaining, and site distinction of where the trees go, things like that, that are going to help
okay.
MacArthur School.
Got it.
And these are trees that'll be all donated, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
through open lands.
That's really nice. Thank you, Peter, for
Yeah.
making that happen. Okay, Sierra Club Workday. That's the next big one.
Okay, it's actually on the 20th.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
down.
Not the 21st. It's well underway. Just about all the Ts are crossed and the Is are dotted. There's a few logistical problems left to be sorted out by them, but otherwise it's.
Otherwise, there's a porta potty, right? There are tables, there are chairs, we have 100 loppers, 50 bow saws that are brought in from all of the forest preserves and ours as well. We're gonna have to mark each one. If they aren't marked, I'm gonna buy like painting tape in different colors, because it's really important that everybody gets their tools back. So people are usually good at marking their tools, but like ours will be marked a certain color and someone else, and everybody. So we're gonna have to really keep an eye on that, make sure, coordinate. And I think probably the most important coordination that needs to happen is on the ground coordination.
Yes.
So, now that we have, I think there's someone playing music, we have speakers, we're expecting about 100 people, there's signs, there's flyers out already.
We should have a count very soon, how many people have actually signed up. They're running it through
Campfire.
Campfire, which is like Eventbrite, and so you have to sign up to participate in it. So there should be a pretty accurate count of how many people. And that's all, of course, keyed into the food and everything else.
Well, there's food, there's gonna be Marco's Pizza, there's gonna be vegetarian and vegan options, salad and pizza. And with the possibility of ordering more, if more show up, because we won't have an accurate number completely, just an expectation.
What time does the masseuse start?
My concern is mapping out the work. And we are doing that, correct? And then we're having our volunteers act as leaders. So are
Correct.
we going to tell them this is
Yeah, well,
what's happening?
I'm just putting the last finishing touches on how that should all be organized.
Oh, all right.
And then at some point, we need to meet with our volunteers and the commissioners to go over the plan.
Perfect.
And
Right.
say, okay, here's how we're gonna do this. And it's gonna be up to us to manage this, so, we're basically.
But I see it in groups, we have
In
one
groups.
volunteer, when the first 10 arrive, the volunteer takes them out to the site. We have probably loppers already out there, it'll be, I think, too difficult to have everybody pick them up, and, you know what I mean? Gloves, loppers out at the site if they need it, or halfway down the site, and then the next 10 people arrive, the next person takes them out, and they're really knowledgeable about what to show them, what to do, and then spends the whole entire event time with them. And then we should have a couple of people floating, just to make sure everything is correctly done, that everybody has everything, that if somebody needs water, or, questions, or anything else, so.
The herbiciding will happen
Afterwards, I
the
just think
event.
it's not,
Right.
it's just not possible
Yeah.
with 100 people, and here, yeah, it has to happen after, that's gonna be a big deal, because there's gonna be a lot of that to be done, but
We'll get it done.
yeah.
There's no plants that need to be protected, right? Like,
There's the plums that should be protected, and also the only sumac that I know of in Prospect.
are they gonna be marked or?
Yes, the
Okay.
interns and I are going on Tuesday, and we're gonna mark it with flagging tape. That's the only thing that's gonna be marked, and it's gonna be marked with green, so it's just gonna be, yeah,
Green is the color for, don't.
Good.
Don't cut it.
don't cut it. Everything else, they cut,
Okay,
anything and everything,
okay.
So
yeah.
green does not mean go.
No.
It used to, but it doesn't mean that anymore. It used to mean green meant go, and let's not confuse everybody, but it
I
used
mean,
to
I
mean
would suggest a red, because to me, that's like a warning.
Stop.
stop.
or two,
That's
yeah.
what, okay,
Used
so.
to be.
It's used to be. So the forest
Yeah.
preserves used to have red is stop and green is go. Then they changed it, and we use theirs, so that's what our
Yeah,
symbol was.
sure.
Because we want to be like everybody else,
Yeah.
so it's consistent, so volunteers coming from the forest preserves aren't confused. But then they switched it completely around, and so we did the same. And so you'll see sometimes a little tree marked still in, red or green, and
How about a do not cut? Regardless of what color.
DNC.
caution. Yeah.
Well, I'm available as early as you need me on the 20th.
When are we going to meet with volunteers? It's
Yeah.
already the 11th.
I gotta get the grant done first.
Okay.
Okay.
Just leave me alone. We'll get it. It'll be done.
Okay, so we have a work day this Sunday. It's a good opportunity to reach out to people.
Yeah, we'll talk about it
We'll
on
talk
11
about it
Sunday.
during our workday, but then we'll reach out to the rest of our volunteers as well. Maybe probably Sunday, and then meet with everybody at some point, whether that's in person or Zoom, but we need to,
We
it's gonna be,
because I won't be at the workday this Sunday, so I won't know
okay,
what's
right.
going on.
So we'll call, we'll make sure that everybody's updated, that we have a list of people, and that everybody knows what they're doing. Because that's very important, because when you have that many people, it's.
And our
just-
volunteers should wear their T-shirts.
Okay,
Yep,
yeah,
for sure.
yes. That's a great idea also, because then they know
Right.
who to go
Who's
to.
in authority?
Who's an authority, and our volunteers are very knowledgeable. They've been doing this for years. It's just absolutely wonderful to have so many volunteers to be able to make this all happen and hopefully work out perfectly. And everybody has a good time and a lot of work gets done. Yes, but a lot of organization, and thanks, Dana. I mean, we've been at these with Zoom meetings with Sierra Club, like every week, for 2 hours, and there's just so much that's been involved in this. It's been a lot of work.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, Living Green Expo.
No further information, but we are participating. I'll have the table, and hopefully by our May meeting, I'll have more info if I'm contacted. We're good.
Okay. Community Days, June 1st.
All I have is the date. I don't have any other type of information. Same with the parade.
Okay, have they reached out about like a table yet, or?
Not to me.
No, okay.
And the parade date, that's Prospect Heights, right?
Correct.
And do we know?
That's a Saturday. I don't know, I've checked their website, and I haven't, they still have information from 2023.
It's
I
probably still
presume
early.
it's July 4th.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, it's probably still early to.
Peter, who could I contact regarding community days on June 1st?
March
For
agenda.
participating,
No.
Yep,
for participating,
for
Uh-huh.
participating.
Marcia Gendras, I can get you that for contact information. I know that, I've gone to one of the meetings, I couldn't go to the last one, I think it was a couple days ago. Patrick was there, so he may be able to provide more information.
Okay.
But they do know you plan on participating,
Yeah, we've
Okay.
already confirmed that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
but I can get you Marcia's contact information.
Okay, great. John would update us about the Independence Day Parade and about the plans and everything,
Yeah.
but he's not here
No.
today, so we'll learn about that next time. Okay, so new initiatives, summer interns, 2024. We just put out the notice yesterday, was it? Or the day before yesterday?
Day before.
Day before yesterday, and we have an applicant.
Everybody here's looked at that so far.
Right, so that's very exciting. And then today I had a text from our previous high school intern, Ava Foster, who was probably the most excited about the internship of all the interns that we've had so far, I think. Well, they were all really excited, but she was really excited, and now she's in college. And so now she wants to apply for it. So I told her to submit a formal application. We'll do a formal interview, of course, with everybody and anybody that applies. I'm really excited about it, actually.
The internship is on the Chicago Environmental Network, and it's on our website. There's a link on the homepage to the page that talks about all the things we need to apply.
And I think interviews should start fairly soon because I think it's important to coordinate the timing
Mm-hmm.
because some students end like May 16th and some end the first week of June. And it would be good to time them together as well,
Mm-hmm.
because otherwise one starts early and they're by themselves and another one ends later, so. We'll see, we'll take that all into consideration. Site monitoring reports starting in May.
Yeah, that's just a notice.
Okay. And then the ComEd Green Regions grant application, Dana.
It's all done.
It is all done except for a couple of, I'm waiting on some quotations on
Quotes.
the trees and the shrubs. That's the last bit of information to plug in. Then it will be complete, and
It's due tomorrow.
it's
By the
due
way.
tomorrow. Mhm.
Is there like a midnight deadline or?
No, it's 5 o'clock on
Okay.
Friday.
So we'll submit it
But I
before.
want to do it first thing in the morning. I'll call Natural Communities and say, come on. So,
And one last read and
one last go
typos
through.
and
But everybody's had all the information.
had
I
all the-
appreciate the comments and the corrections and the catches and all that stuff. I've updated all that information, so I think we're on a solid ground. So we'll see. If July, early July is when they make the presentations on who receives the grants, so I like our chances.
I like them too.
That's all I got. Any questions about it?
Just thank you for all your hard work and devotion
I
to
second.
making it happen.
Yeah,
I third that.
it's
Okay.
worth it. Okay, new business.
There's any.
Any announcements, Seth, that you want to make?
Well, sure, one minor, very minor thing. Somebody kindly put a snowman, plastic snowman outside the boardwalk and for winter, and it's now April, if you could kindly remove it, that would be great.
Wasn't me.
I know, I don't want to throw it in the trash, but, you know, it's.
I thought about taking it home and putting it back the next winter.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, why not?
somebody
Put it in
wants to
storage.
take it.
Okay.
It's just-
All right.
I do one antidote that I did want to share as I was driving here. I was, happened to see a fisherman walking from the slough with a string of fish that he was carrying. And I couldn't tell exactly what kind they were, but they were not carp. They looked more like game fish. So if you build it, they will come.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really nice to see that.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Okay,
That's all I have.
all right, so let's
And
adjourn.
Visitor comments? No visitors?
No visitors.
A motion, we close the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everybody.